Ladies and gentlemen, you heard that whistle for week 4
Yes.
of the 2025 season. All right here on Jackson Johnson 979 and Sports Talk with Austin from yours truly, Jackson Johnson, and my partner in crime, Austin Williams, as we go over our take on what's going on throughout this week in all of college football. And let me tell you something, folks, you're in for a wild ride. How you doing tonight, good buddy?
Yes. Oh, pretty good, Jackson. It was an interesting slate today. You had some top 15 matchups. You had a college game day game in Florida, Miami that turned out to be a little more interesting than people thought. Indiana, Illinois turned out to be a downright whoop ass, so to speak, from a certain team in red. We'll talk about that. Is Texas Tech's hype? Is Texas Tech's hype real, Jackson? We got to talk about it. And there's some coaches on the hot seat, man. Now, we'll get to all that. And, Jackson, is Clemson's reign in the ACC officially over as of today? We're going to talk about all that tonight.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about it all.
I got 3 words for that, which we'll get to when we talk about Clemson's reign, so to speak.
But I got to ask, Jackson, was it nice having a bye week and enjoying these games and not having to worry about them?
Yeah. It's always fun.
So,
I got to be wasted away again in Margaritaville. That's what happened.
That's only for Miami. Though. That's only for Miami. But, Jackson, let's talk about it, though. Thursday night, if you didn't watch the Bills-Dolphins, you watched Rice-Charlotte. And Jackson, Rice got it done. Good for them.
Food one. Go away, Rice-Charlotte.
Okay. Well, Jackson, here's a game that's going to draw some interest. Oklahoma State falls to 1-2 to Tulsa. Jackson, is Mike Gundy's seat scorching?
Before we get to that, it's the first time since 1998 that Tulsa has defeated Oklahoma State. And the first time since 1951 that Oklahoma State has lost to Tulsa in Stillwater. Now, when Tulsa was defeating Oklahoma State in Stillwater the last time prior to Friday night, it was, 1951, we had I Love Lucy premiering on CBS. Everything was in black and white. There were movies in color, but that was it. And you had Harry S. Truman in his second term as U.S. president. And I believe we were already past that point of adding 2 terms of U.S. president in the Constitution. And let me see. There's a few other stuff, but all I know is it was a mid-era for the Alabama Crimson Tide back in 1951. But 1998 was the second term of the Bill Clinton administration. When Tulsa defeated Oklahoma State, it was 2 months in 1998. It was 2 months before the premiere of the Powerpuff Girls on Cartoon Network. And, I can tell you, like, that was a wild one right there. Like 98, holy Toledo. We didn't quite party like it was 1998 yet.
Yes, and I Bleed Orange says they are not firing him. He has been there for over 20 years. Here's the thing, Jackson. I see what I Bleed Orange says. Here's my thing. I don't know I agree with him. I agree with him. That here's the thing. I don't necessarily think they might fire him, but Jackson, they might ask him to leave, so to speak. Because here's what I
in
can see,
the
Jackson.
nicest terms.
Yes, he might do a press conference of oh, me and Oklahoma State, we decided to part ways at the end of this year. And as you like to say, Jackson, a nice way of saying we kicked you out, you're fired, as you like to say. But and he's right. Over 20 years there, a lot of times they give him the chance to just walk off. So here's the thing, Jackson. And Steve says Pat Fitzgerald could take that job. He could. Now, do I think he's the candidate to do it? I don't know. I mean, Jackson, who would be good candidates for Oklahoma State? Because it's
Alex
not a matter of.
from South Florida.
I've heard rumors that he might be going to Arkansas, which we'll get into here later. I've heard a lot of Razorback fans say they want him in Fayetteville. I bleed orange, says Nick Saban. Yeah, Nick Saban ain't coming out of retirement for Oklahoma State. I'm sorry. He's only coming out of retirement for one team only, and that's the team Jackson loves. He'll only come back for Bama. There ain't enough money to lure him away. He's happy with what he's doing. But as for Gundy, though, Jackson, this is it. Let's be honest, Jackson, is there anything he can do to save his season? Or was this the final straw?
I think he's staying for this season, but it's not a matter of if, but when he's gone. Not a matter of if, but when.
Because Jackson, because that's my thing. Even if they win 10 games, which is not going to happen. So this scenario won't even arise. But Dave Jackson would need to win out, which would put them at 10-2, and they would need to win the Big 12, which is not going to happen. Just not. I mean, let's be honest, Jackson. This, Jackson, is as pathetic as Oklahoma State has looked in years. We thought Oregon was bad, right? Losing to Tulsa, one of the worst teams historically in the American Conference history. Jackson, I just don't know what to say anymore about Gundy. He has lost his program. If Jackson, he's just lost his locker room. He has to. There's no way they can play that bad 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the NIL, they don't really have much of an NIL. But at the same time, though, Tulsa didn't either. They didn't sit there and go, oh, well, we're not up to nowadays, and we're just going to tuck our tails and run. They're not doing that. And what they did was put their money where their mouth was. I mean, they were leading 16-0 going in, 16-3 going into halftime, 19-3 going in the fourth quarter, And honestly, it was just a disaster for Oklahoma State. But I mean, to those that say they're worse than UCLA, UCLA showed signs of no life. Oklahoma State showed signs of a little bit of life, but it wasn't much. I mean, good grief.
Here's the thing too, Jackson. I get what you're saying, but what is Oklahoma State's standard, Jackson? Win the Big 12. That's all they want, and still
they haven't done that at all.
That's what I'm saying, Jackson. It's one of them. They have a simple standard: just win the Big 12. That's all they want, and they're happy in pig slop, so to speak. So the fact is, Jackson, they don't expect to win a playoff game. They don't expect to win a major bowl. Just win the Big 12. Just show you can still compete at the highest level in your conference.
I mean, you're basically. Yeah, I mean, because Texas and Oklahoma are out of the Big 12. You have no more excuses. And guess what? You screwed the pooch. You're not even halfway to a bowl game. You're closer to having a drink at the Long Branch with Miss Kitty than you're going to a Big 12 title game. That's bad if you're Oklahoma State. You're complete
And here's the
hell
thing too.
is what you are.
Well, here's the thing too, Jackson. And Tulsa, real fast. They're just happy if they win 6 games. That's the state of their program. If they make a bowl game, they're celebrating Jackson. They're kissing all the babies and hugging all the broads on the street when they win 6 games. Oklahoma State, they win 6 games. They're disappointed. They want to win Big 12 championships, good buddy. They want to be competing for a playoff spot, not this. And if Mike Gundy Jackson doesn't get his locker room together, it may be over. It may be over for Mike Gundy. But I will say this though, Jackson. If he gets fired, he did it to himself. He had plenty of opportunities to save his season and save his team.
I don't think they're gonna fire Gundy. I mean, like they'll fire him, but they'll put it in a nice way. You know, they parted ways.
Put it in
like they're gonna put it
parted ways.
Oh, 1-2. I am so sorry. I did not put you in timeout. I was asking my co-host what was going on, but I just
I think YouTube did it.
Yeah, YouTube did the mess
Silly
around on
YouTube.
you. Sorry about that, man. Yeah. Try again. Yeah, try again. Like asking me about Miami, see if it messed with you. Because if it does,
YouTube. YouTube does that sometimes. Like we like YouTube, but it does that sometimes. It's okay. It's a speed bump in the road, but we won't be like Oklahoma State. We'll try to fix it.
Yeah, we're nipping in the butt.
Oklahoma State, they don't look like we'll nip it in the butt. But Jackson, like you said though, a good win for Tulsa. But
historic win for Tulsa.
There was another game on Friday.
Iowa Rutgers.
Yes,
you know what was? You know what I saw from Iowa? The special teams. The special teams stepped up in a miraculous way. I mean, that opening kickoff, the block field goal, that punt return play they were making the last play, second quarter.
Jackson, I want to say this. What did I tell you Wednesday would win Iowa this game, good buddy, when we made our predictions? The special teams and defense. Jackson, and this is a game, Jackson, a lot of people may not realize it. I'll let you finish your point. Didn't mean to cut you off. But Kirk Ferentz wins these type of games. He just does. It's in his DNA. Jackson, they're going to win 8 games. Like, people are surprised at it, but Iowa's going to win 8 games. They're going to win 8 games. They're the Pittsburgh Steelers of college football. They just win. Doesn't look pretty, but they just win. Go ahead with your point, though, good buddy.
But yeah, like Rutgers, they had the highest attendance crowd in school history on Friday night. That was huge. I mean, the passing game was great, but it was not good enough for Rutgers because they couldn't stop the special teams. Always watch for that.
Yeah, and here's the thing too, Jackson. I know a lot of it was special teams, but Jackson, Iowa's offense. They put up 38 points, Jackson. You want to know how historic that is, Jackson? Iowa actually has an offense that can complement them now. Like, think about that, Jackson. When's the last time Iowa scored 38 points in a game and be consistent with it? Not very often. Jesus. Jackson, I feel like if Iowa's defense can return to form like they have been, don't tell anybody this, Jackson, but Iowa could be a threat in the Big Ten. I'm being serious with you. Because if they play offense like this, combined with their special teams and their defense, Iowa can compete in the Big Ten. Because that's going to be a trinity to stop, Jackson. You want to know how hard it is to have all 3 phases?
Well, I'm going to tell you, Austin, we're going to learn a hell of a lot about Iowa in Big Ten play next week on the Peacock app against the Indiana Hoosiers. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'll be flipping between Ohio State, Washington, Indiana, Iowa, and I know like Utah, West Virginia. That's going to be a good one for week 5. at 2:30.
Mm-hmm.
And I know LSU Ole Miss, the Magnolia Bowl, and Auburn Texas A&M. How could I forget those two great games? But I'm not watching that hellhole called UCLA Northwestern. That's a game that should be on Nick Jr. But that's another time for another day, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to hear me talk about UCLA Northwestern.
But Jackson, Rutgers, where do they go after this, good buddy?
They're good enough for a bowl game as of right now.
Do you think they could beat Minnesota next week? And Aiken's return.
I'm going to be honest. Toss up.
Toss up. But that was the Thursday and Friday games. Good wins. We had some major stories about it.
It looked sloppy, but always remember, just because a slate looks sloppy does not mean it automatically will be.
And score updates for anyone that's keeping score updates here. It's 10-3 UTSA early in the fourth quarter. Colorado 28-3 in the third.
What's Colorado State gonna do? Make it to the playoffs? No. Colorado.
Jackson, I'm just keeping the people up. Just keeping the people up to date.
I just have to make a smart aleck comment about a team or so. Jesus.
San Diego State. Jackson putting boots to tail. Jackson, it's 20-0 currently with 11:03 to go in the third.
OMG.
Oh my gosh. Jackson, is Cal? Are they just having a bad game, or San Diego State better than we thought?
Cal sucks.
Well, they're 3-0, Jackson.
I don't care.
They suck. They suck.
Great teams don't get shut out by San Diego State. The San Diego Chargers is San Diego State.
All right, Jackson. We get your point.
Who do you think's on that lineup? Antonio Gates and Drew Brees? Come on, man. Phil Rivers, I know he's not there, but Michigan State USC's looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I will say this about San Diego State, Jackson. They used to be really good at football. There was a time they did win 8 games a year. They used to be a decent program. Fresno, Hawaii, Jackson.
I have to get my hair done. I have to get my hair done at 1 p.m. I am not watching Hawaii. I mean, I better see the ghost of Colt Brennan there, man. Rest in peace to Colt Brennan.
Marshall Jackson got it done. Vanderbilt Jackson, 70 points, and they're looking good. Jackson revenge their loss from last. I know, but I will say this, good buddy.
I'm scared.
Is Vandy Jackson? Yes, I was about to say, are you scared of Vandy? Can Vandy be playing for the SEC championship this year? Are we ready to throw them in there?
Well, we'll say though, Vandy's scary, man. I mean, I'm looking at the last time they won a conference title. That was in 1922 in the Southern Conference. They've never won an SEC title in football, obviously. But you want to talk about the Roaring 20s. Holy Mary, Mother of God. They were dominating in the 1920s. That's because everybody was running too fast. They were running too fast. I mean, you look at film of the 1920s, everybody's just walking fast, like it's a run fast. They're like, but in all seriousness, though, it was.
1-2 asks, how did they score 70? Vandy's offense, 1-2, is legit. It's really good.
Up Georgia State like a chicken nugget, man. Like, I tell you what.
Diego Pavia, Cedric Alexander at running back for the Commodores. Vandy's something serious. Like, Clark Lee's got his program rolling. Good win for Vandy. 4-0, Utah State next weekend, and then they got a date.
Diego Pavia got 245 passing yards, 18 of 24 completed passes, 1 passing touchdown, 86 rushing yards, 9 carries, and 1 rushing touchdown. Jeez, the running game was nuts. It was nuts.
Mm-hmm. Jackson, in 2 weeks, you got a date with Diego and company in 2 weeks.
They're gonna have Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit on the call for that one, or no, they're gonna, or are they gonna have Sean McDonough third as puberty voice on this one?
And you want to know something else, Jackson? It sets up pretty fitting because you want to know who Bama plays next week before Vandy?
Georgia.
The Georgia Bulldogs. And how poetic would it be if you all beat Georgia and it's Vandy, Alabama in Tuscaloosa, with Bama having the memory of last year of Vandy stunning them? Will Bama get revenge, or will Vanderbilt prove that they are legit?
I just wonder what they're gonna do for week 6, but we'll know more for sure. Cause like there's Miami, Florida State, and then you got Alabama, Vanderbilt, and the SEC slate. The rest of it is just sloppy. I mean, Kentucky, Georgia's 11 a.m. And the only other options are Mississippi State, Texas A&M, Texas, Florida. Which one of those games are you putting at 2:30, and which one of those games are you putting at 6:30? Or is Alabama Vanderbilt on ESPN? Season ain't over yet, good buddy. It's not over yet.
Just give the natty to listen here, Mr. Travel Fools. Listen. I respect and love your opinion. Me and Jackson both do. Traveling Fools, I think you're a little nuts. Like, listen, I get it. I get it. Listen, Jackson, I gotta set Traveling Fool straight before we move on. Because him and this Miami blasphemy. Listen, Miami's good. They're very good. They might be able to win it. But they gotta win the ACC first. And don't you forget them pesky Seminoles. And don't forget, there's my team, Louisville. We're coming to Miami this year. And we have a history of beating the Canes, so we'll see. But as far as giving them the natty, Mr. Fools, let's not. And like Troy V says, start with winning the ACC. Exactly. One step at a time. Do the work. Don't forget Clemson too soon. Oh, we'll get to that. Jackson's going to be cussing them out like an ex-wife will here in a minute.
No,
but
I don't have any here. I have no use for Clemson at this point.
But UNL Monroe Jackson got it done.
Go away, you're in Monroe. Get out, UTEP.
Jackson, LSU got it done.
Get out, Southeast Louisiana. You suck. Get out.
Jackson, you are going to acknowledge that LSU dominated and looked good at least?
That's Southeast Louisiana. It's not North Dakota State. Jesus.
Here we go, Jackson. Miami, Jackson. Speaking of Miami.
Oh, Napier's getting fired. He's fired.
I will say this.
Like, you don't know how many players you have on the freaking field? Like, seriously? You only have 10 guys on the field? You don't even know there's 11? You can't count? You're a grown-ass man and you can't count? Like, and see, oh, how many players do I have on defense? You're in your 4th year at Florida in Gainesville. You suck, Billy Napier. Get out. Get out, Billy Napier.
All right. Jackson's, I think, said his piece for the night. I will say, this was a more grittier game than a lot of people thought it would be. Here's the thing. It was 13-7 going into the 4th. Florida was playing them tough. And even though I picked Florida to win, and I'll admit I was wrong, but Miami got it done. They showed the resolve, the grittiness, and they got it done. These rivalry games are always swing 50-50, no matter who's bad and who's good. Just ask Jackson. Auburn's been bad, but he knows every time it's going to be a dogfight.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kentucky, they always gave us a bit of a fuss or two. Rivalry games are no joke. But Miami showed the grittiness. They got it done. And Troy V asked a very good question. Did Lagway regress or did the league catch up to him? Maybe maybe a little bit of both. I mean, it is the sophomore year, so
I like
as a sophomore slump.
Oh,
Go
but
ahead.
I think Lagway got overhyped for 2025.
I think it's a sophomore slump, Jackson. I think if he does this next year, which will be his junior year, then we can start having conversations.
He
But I'm
may
gonna kind of
be out of Gainesville by then, going elsewhere.
Here's the thing, Jackson. If he continues to do this, then okay, let's have the conversation. But for right now, I'm going to give him a pass. It's his sophomore year. He's still learning. And you got to think, Jackson, last year, he started towards the back end of the year. He didn't get a full year with the offense either. We got to put that in context as well. And Jackson, 1-2 wants you to answer for
the right questions. I mean, Miami is a contender, but they still have to show me. Are they going to be losing that one game they should? Because, like, honestly, I'm a little bit, because I mean, I thought they had a great chance of making it to the ACC title game last year. What did they do? They blew it against Georgia Tech. They blew their shot at going to the ACC title by losing to Syracuse. I'm not saying it's automatically happening this year, but it's just the past is a teller of future behavior. That's what I've heard someone close to me once say. I just see a lot of disappointment from Cristobal usually. Doing great in the big games, but then falling apart in the games you really shouldn't be losing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not what Miami does with all eyes on them. It's what are they gonna do when no one cares about them? Like what they're doing at noon on ESPN or on AC Network or on like ESPN Plus. That's what I want to see. I like what Miami's doing in the big games. I'm impressed with them. But yeah, well, that's true. They did win all their games in last-second miracles, particularly against Virginia Tech. Get lucky against Cal. And this year,
here's the thing, and I want to say this, and this is not just to Miami, but this pertains to everybody. Here's the thing, Jackson. What is Nick Saban's famous saying? Championship teams find ways to win, no matter if it looks good or not.
Yeah.
So for people, holding that against Miami, it's kind of one of them championship teams find ways to win. It's how it goes. And it's just like, and for all intents and purposes, I don't care if it's 3-0 or if it's 6-0. If you win a football game, you won the football game. That's all that counts. And if that leads to you winning the Natty, then that's how it has to be. I'm a guy of, if you win, doesn't matter how you win, as long as you win. All that matters is the W on that win column. The W. Because that's what counts at the end of the day. And yes, 1-2 said Nick Saban said in college gaming that Miami is legit. Yes. But we also have to remember, though, you got to think, though, they've also had their blunders, too. Now, Nick Saban has had a pretty good track record so far. But I understand where Jackson's coming from. And you have to understand, once you get to know Jackson, he does this with a lot of teams. He did it with LSU. Like, he's kind of backed off LSU a little bit for now because they beat Clemson in Death Valley. They won the big one, so to speak. But he still wants to see Brian Kelly win the playoff game at least. So once they do that, then Jackson will kind of come around on Miami. Just give him time.
I'm like that with a lot of teams. I don't really get too mean on teams. I just have a lot of questions about them. Like when you see me hyped up, you'll know it. Don't worry. You've seen me before. Like you'll know when I get hyped up, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yes,
that could promise
once Jackson gives you his stamp of approval, then you've made it. But it takes Jackson a lot more to get impressed.
It,
Me, on the
it
other hand,
takes,
I
huh?
jumped the shark. Go ahead, everybody. Go ahead.
It usually takes more than one game for me. It basically takes a whole season. I never really get hyped by 1 week. And I never throw the baby out with the bathwater based off of 1 week.
Oh boy, the
'Cause like
baby's out in the bathwater.
yep, there's
Here's the thing, though, with
2
Miami.
quotes I'm living by. Don't throw the cart in before the horse, and don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
I will say this before we move on. With Miami, though, they did beat Notre Dame, and they beat Florida, which is a rivalry game. So Miami has a little more on their plate, so to speak, on their win sheet, on their to back up what 1-2 is saying in the chat, and a couple other people. So I can see where people are getting the Miami hype from. But good win for Miami. But as for Florida, Jackson, Billy Napier is safe for the rest of this year, but do you think he makes it to next year if they don't keep winning?
I don't even know if Billy Napier's safe right now. But we'll know more if Black Sunday is coming tomorrow.
Well, Jackson, you did hear the AD say a couple weeks ago they're sticking with Napier, right?
But vote of confidences don't mean squat. Just because somebody says they're sticking with you does not mean they intend
Well,
on it
Jackson,
forever. Just like if you get a vote of confidence in public, that is not a good thing, good buddy. It's not a good thing. It is a
here's the
bad
thing,
sign that
Jackson.
things are bad.
Well, here's the thing, Jackson. Why put that out there though if you were thinking about getting rid of him?
But here's saying
That's
that. Pay attention
Go
to
ahead.
who's not speaking. The school president of Florida. Because
That's true.
they're higher up than the athletic director. And the board of regents are obviously the higher ups than the athletic director. I don't think Scott Strickland is going to be having a say on what happens with Napier at this point. I think he's going to need a prayer. He's going to need 50 million prayers to keep Napier at this point.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Jackson. It's just one of them. When they put that vote of confidence out there like that, it's kind of hard to go back on, so to speak, is what I'm getting at. That would be like, Jackson, if I was the AD and I said, I'm giving Jackson my vote of confidence. We're sticking with him through 2025. And I can't turn around and be like, hey, Jackson, you suck. You're fired. Then your fan base is going to be like, wait a minute. Not that we're not happy you just got rid of him, but what'd you tell us you were going to keep Jackson and then you decided to fire him? Why? That's what I'm getting at, Jackson. You don't want to stay.
Watch the Godfather trilogy where it's like, where it's where Michael Corleone, like, and for those that watch the second part of it, y'all know what I mean. But it's kind of like Michael Alfredo, where it's like, he's showing a sign of forgiveness of Fredo for betraying him and all that. But then as he's hugging his brother, Michael's giving the stare to his bodyguard, make him go away. Make him.
And it's all-time Republican. The Scott Strickland better be grateful for the basketball team. Yep.
Oh, that basketball team's saving his butt. Saving his butt right now. And Todd Golden's not thinking about Instagram DMs.
Jackson had to go down the dirty route.
Oh, I'm like South Park. Nobody's safe from me in the college sports world.
But Jackson, Oregon wins 41-7. But Jackson, for back there, Oregon State was in it with them. They looked decent. So Jackson, maybe you think maybe that was a little bit of a look ahead to Penn State, and then they realized, oh shoot, we better, because it was 21-7. It was 21-7 at halftime. Oregon State was still in it. They still had a chance.
Oh, they felt sorry for Oregon State, but they didn't feel too sorry for Oklahoma State. When Oklahoma State was swinging their land down under on how they hate Nike, how they're going to paint over that Nike logo, which, by the way, they have a contract with. Oregon was like, no, we're going to beat the living crap out of them 69-3. And Oregon State's like, it's like kicking a puppy. There's just things you don't do. You just don't do that. So it's like, why don't we take it easy on Oregon State, boys? And Oregon kind of took it a little easy on them. Say about that energy for Penn State.
Mm-hmm. And Small Town Republican says the Oregon State battle for the platypus. Yeah. And here,
I can't do the fairy sound.
I will say this though, Jackson. You have some good news on the rivalry front though, because there was news that came out today about this rivalry. Now, some people may be like, "Why is this happening?" Some might be like, "Okay, it's tradition. Let's keep it around." But what's the good news, Jackson?
Well, here's the thing, though. Unfortunately, they're not playing in 2026. That's the bad news. But the good news is the Civil War is back in 2027, and it's going to be played through 2027 through 2032. Awesome. We're going to be seeing some Oregon State 2027. I am going to be celebrating. I am going to be, I mean, it's like an early birthday present right there. So I'm excited about this game. Let me see. Florida State is actually better than Tennessee, and I do mean it. Nothing personal against the Vols, but that's what
here's the thing. Jackson, I've seen that report, and there was a lot of Oregon fans that were kind of upset that it got extended to 2027. What do you think, Jackson?
Why? You get to play a rival.
Well, I think it's because of the state they're in, Jackson. Because Oregon State's kind of in a dumb heap.
I don't care.
And I know I'm in the vote of, if this gets lopsided, maybe they should call Uncle on it and be like, okay, well, look, tap out. I mean, because Jackson, what benefit does it do if you just keep beating somebody? I understand. Like, you've got the Tennessee Bamas and you got the Georgia Tennessee. But it's just like, for Oregon State, they had the 1 year where they did beat them, but it's just been dominance from Oregon. It's just like, don't you feel bad for them and just be like, here, play a cupcake. Help yourself. Like, do you not feel bad for Oregon State, Jackson? Just a little bit?
I feel bad, but at the same time, that's the fault of their athletic directors, school presidents. I feel bad for the players. I feel bad for the fans. I feel bad for the program, but I don't feel bad for the athletic director. And you're damn right I would. Damn right. And I would be adding in a few other rivalries.
Listen to everyone in chat. You can hear me and Jackson on the phone.
Or bury it, if Josh Pate is college football commissioner, it puts me in charge of the scheduling department. Let's say it'd be a lot of fun.
So, speaking of schedules, Jackson, got some breaking news on schedules that we'll get to towards the end of the show about a certain game being played across the pond. We'll get to that. Because I do want to talk about it with you here. But on to Florida State, though. We've got plenty more games to break down.
Florida State beat Kent State 66-10. Get out, Kent State.
But this segues to 1-2 question.
I will have a better answer on that after October. Well, on week 6. I will have a better answer on that one too. But as of now, I'm gonna go with Florida State.
Yeah.
You're thinking Miami, aren't you, Austin?
I'm like you. I could flip a coin. Like, you could convince me either way. But if someone's put my feet to the fire and telling me, I'm gonna say Miami. I'm gonna go Miami. But if you told me Florida State, I wouldn't get mad at you. Jackson, Texas. They finally look like Texas. Good for them. Do you have any comments on that?
Sam Houston, get out.
And I Bleed Orange says Miami has way more talent. I will take Miami. Miami has Carson Beck. Hey, Thomas Castellanos 1-2 and company. He looked really good against Bama.
I'm not messing with him. And now, here's the field goal from Michigan State was just a bit left. He tried the corner and he missed it.
But Jackson, there was a monumental game that took place tonight. Indiana, Illinois. And listen, Jackson, if anyone ever had any question about whether or not Indiana was legit, if they were fakers, if they were not real, Kirk Cignetti said, shut your damn mouth. We are here to win. Google me. I win. And pardon my language, but I felt like this needed it. Jackson, this was a spank, 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 spank all night long. Take it away, good buddy. Take it away.
Oh, man, I got to tell you. I was watching a little bit of Indiana, Illinois. I was watching a little bit of West Virginia, Utah. Watching a little bit of Florida, Miami. Watching everything all at once while waiting to talk with TJ and John on the Michigan Wolverines call-in show. And I'm watching these games while I'm talking with Mountaineer Paul about the takeaways from West Virginia and Kansas. So, I mean, I'm making sure I've got my eyes on Illinois. So did I, Rough River. So did I. This was the first ranked matchup from Illinois, Indiana since 1950. I repeat, 1950. Holy Toledo. 1950. And it turned into a butt whipping. And I'm looking at from College Football Home that the last time Illinois lost by 53 or more points was on November 8th, 1969, when everybody had long mustaches and was smoking a joint and was free, man, free. And Illinois was so free that Michigan was shutting them out, spanking Illinois in 1969. Had that grass, man. They were on sugar. Michigan's beating them. But, I mean, that's what's supposed to happen, right? But Indiana showing the whole world, you think we're a joke? No, we're for real. We're for real in the world of college football. You know, Fernando Mendoza having a top-notch game. Oh my God, San Diego State's beating Cal 27-0. I got no use for Cal, but I've got plenty of use for Indiana. Got plenty of use for Indiana and Illinois. Fernando Mendoza, 21 of 23 completed passes, 267 passing yards, 5 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns in this game. That's humongous. And I'm looking at the stats. I mean, they only forced 1 turnover, but good gracious, that's huge. Not that very many penalties, but still, like, my God, like 267 passing yards, 312 rushing yards. Only two rushing yards from Illinois. Yeah, I mean, you're going to lose right there with that kind of yardage right there. I mean, that's a result of Luke Altmaier getting sacked all over the place.
What do you think of this question, Jackson? Was Indiana so good or was Illinois so bad?
I'm leaning more towards the first one. Indiana was that good. They were that good tonight.
Here's the thing.
Put them in the top 10.
Here's the thing, though. Okay, Jackson, let's calm down. Calm down. Top 10 is reserved, Jackson, for the elite. I don't think we could call Indiana elite yet. Let's just calm down. Jackson, I understand you're riding the Cignetti train, and I give them all credit in the world. But, Jackson, once you enter the top 10, you are one of the 10 best teams in the country. You're you're one of the 10 teams that can win a national championship.
But you're right.
And do you think
they have to show Indiana they can do it in Minute Stadium?
Yes. Listen, for me, Jackson, if you're in the top 10, it's time to consider you among the elite and you're a national title contender or maybe a favorite. But here's the thing, too, Jack. Obviously, this is going to help Indiana's playoff, but does this eliminate Illinois from playoff contention? I know it's only one loss.
No, dude. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's week 4, not week 12.
Well, Jackson, this was here's the thing, Jackson. The reason why I say that is because Illinois doesn't have that many more marquee games ahead of them. So this was kind of one that they needed to win.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Because guess who they have?
State. They have Ohio State. But if they don't win that one, their season's kind of toast for the playoffs.
Well, I mean, it's not like they're in the Big 12. I mean, they're in the Big 10, so it's like they have a little bit of life, you know.
And Troy B says, I think it was a little bit of both. Everyone overrated the Duke win and we didn't see Indiana play anyone. Duke is kind of bad.
Agreed.
And Rough Rider Return says too many games left. Yes, and 1-2 says Indiana and Oregon is the big test. Yes.
Well, the best part for Indiana is they don't have Ohio State or Michigan on their schedule this season, so that helps plenty.
So Indiana's got 3 games that we need to keep an eye on. They've got Penn State, Oregon, and they've got Iowa. If they can go 2 out of 3 on those, Indiana might be back in the playoffs again. But good win for the Hoosiers, dominant fashion. Illinois, rough week. Jackson, how far do you think they fall tomorrow? Do you think they fall out of the top 25?
No, Illinois not falling out of top 25, but they might fall to 21 or 22.
And Dreadnought Pierce says Indiana got effing lucky. Ooh, okay. And I believe Orange said Indiana isn't talented enough to make a playoff run. Well,
no, but still.
Here's the thing. They have a pretty easy schedule. You know, if they can go 2 out of 3, like I just mentioned on those games, they'll be fine. After that, it's kind of like a hodgepodge of middle core to who's.
Put that piece of crap game on the Peacock app. No. Do not make people piss away their good money on UCLA. Put that game on PBS.
On Cartoon Network at 10 a.m.
Oh, hell no.
The kids watch it.
No. Put it on PBS Kids. PBS Kids. UCLA got spanked 45-0.
Here's the thing, and I believe Orange says at the end of the day, guys, let me be honest, talent wins championships. I hate to be a character. No, you're good. Because here's the thing. At the end of the day, talent does win championships. But there is always those rare occasions where hard work does pay off and the underdogs can win. Like TCU did with Michigan. Notre Dame, they almost won the whole thing last year, and they were by no means the most talented roster out of everyone in the field last year. So it can happen, but Ohio State, they were the most talented last year. To your point, though, let's make it your point, though. They were the most talented, and they were the most deserving, or not deserving. They earned it. But Jackson, one of yes. But Jackson, Oklahoma wins a thriller at home against Auburn. Jackson, are we ready to say Auburn might not be that bad?
No, Auburn sucks. I'm just kidding, but in all seriousness, bias aside, let's see what they can do against Texas A&M. It was a great game they had against Oklahoma, but that
in Boomer Soonerland.
Oh man, like they kept it close, but I didn't hear Sean McDonough throwing out his puberty voice once in this game. I hated that part.
1-2 says Auburn was robbed by the refs multiple times. And Dreadnought Fear says Oklahoma sucks. And Rough
And Rough
Rider
Rider
is
giving out Boomer
Boomer Sooner. Here's the thing, Jack. Did we learn anything? I don't know what he was singing. Did we learn anything from this game?
Oh, man. John Mateer, Sean Waysworth. And I'm going to tell you right now. That's funny.
Listen, I know Jackson's messing with y'all, but he will give Auburn credit if they've earned it. Trust me.
Oh, yeah.
Jackson's not that guy.
I ain't gonna. Yeah, I don't leave out teams for nothing. Don't worry.
Dreadnought Fear asked, does Oklahoma have a road game? Yes, they do. They have a couple coming down the stretch. The thing is, the way their schedule lined up is they got more road games towards the end. Like sometimes teams load their schedule up front with the home games and then they go on the road later. Which me and Jackson have actually talked about that, how we don't like that loading up in the back half or the front half. I wish there was a way we could distribute it evenly where, okay, you play 2 home games and then you play this, like try to, but way the conference and stuff, this realignment messed it all up. 1-2 says Auburn will drop out of the top 25 along with Utah and hopefully the fraud known as Illinois. And Dreadnought Fear says Auburn beats Alabama. Yep. Oklahoma travels to Knoxville. Sooners get to play at home. Overall, Jackson, good win for Oklahoma. I think Auburn showed us a little something today. But they still can't beat a ranked team on the road. They still can't do it.
How don't you want to bet they pull that crap with Alabama or Georgia, but they don't pull it with other ranked teams? How much you want to bet that happens? I bet you that does happen sometime this season. They're going to upset one of the two.
And like Dave said, Michigan is home and away and back and forth. Yep. It just all depends on the schedule. It's a cluster mug. I mean, Bama, I think they have a stretch where they're on the road for 2 straight, and then they're home and then they're back on the road, I think. Louisville's the same way. It just depends on. Okay, Jackson, the smack talk has begun tonight.
Well, I won't take too long, but you guys haven't beaten us in Tuscaloosa since 2003. That was before YouTube. And it took y'all 5 overtimes to beat a Mike Sheila team at that time.
Listen, I love the smack talk, but to Jackson of all people, like Jackson's the nice one. He's like that dog. You pat him on the head, he just wants a treat. But overcome, yes, Jackson. Ole Miss.
Ole Miss beat the crap out of Tulane. Like, oof.
Yeah, there's not much to say on this other than Ole Miss looks for real.
Ole Miss is showing us they are playoff. I mean, y'all want to talk about Alabama, Georgia next Saturday? I want to hear more about LSU Ole Miss next Saturday. And Sean Madon's got to throw out his puberty voice for that game like he did last year.
And yes, I bleed orange said Louisville won 40-17. We'll get there. But good win for Ole Miss over Tulane. Good for them. Tennessee, Jackson bounced back. They didn't let it turn into 2, but gave up 24 points, though. Now, I bleed orange in the chat. Want to ask, how did you feel about this game? Were you good with it? What'd you think, I bleed orange? And other Tennessee fans, of course, and of course, anyone else in the chat. Jackson, you got anything to say?
UAB sucks.
All right. Jackson.
Unfortunately, UAB sucks, but I was not. Nobody expected them to beat Tennessee, and you shouldn't expect them to beat Tennessee.
All right. Jackson's just brutally honest. He's like, I don't care.
Like, now let's get the Texas Tech Utah.
Hold on. Would you calm down? See? Jackson, I was asking our people questions here, Jackson, waiting for them to answer. Don't be rude. Back. Just for that, Jackson, you're fired. Jackson's fired. I'll take over from here.
That's my strength.
Yeah.
That's my strength.
But he said defense disappointed me, but it was third stringers. Okay, so I Bleed Orange is not too upset, it sounds like. He's just disappointed and the defense gave up the points. I got you. Now, Jackson, big noon kickoff was here. Mm-hmm. Texas Tech, Jackson. Listen, you want to talk about Jackson? A lot of people are giving you crap because you won't give Miami their due respect. Jackson, Texas Tech has been one of those teams that you always have said they buy their teams with their money, with their oil money, but can never back it up. Jackson, Texas Tech just did probably one of the most impressive things they could have done. They went to Rice Eccles and beat Utah handily.
Yeah, that's impressive in of itself. Because, I mean, I was like, look, he beat Arkansas Pine Bluff. Not impressed. Beat Kent State. Not impressed. Beat Oregon State. Not impressed. Utah, you spank them like they did something to you. Like you beat them like they stole something from you in the fourth quarter, especially. But that was huge in of itself. Like, my God. I mean, despite the fact that their quarterback got out of the game, like Morton was out, and you had Will Hammond take over. That was huge right there. I mean, it's getting that way 1-2. But I think Utah has a plan, just in case. And honestly, we're going to find out about what Utah is going to do next week on the road against West Virginia. But honestly, I'm just not too impressed with their offense. I mean, you smacked UCLA, but UCLA was hell. Cal Poly, hell. The field goal game against Wyoming, disastrous. 1 of 4 kicks, good. And the first kick that Utah made, missed. Oh, wait. Penalty, roughing the kicker, but then you get extra yardage. Good, you made the field goal. West Virginia has a path to beat Utah next week. Make Utah get in field goal range. And when you do that,
here's the thing. Here's the thing, Jackson. I want to, yes. Like Troy V said, they're pretty close until it opened up mid-fourth quarter. Yes. Here's where the talent gap came in, I think. And Texas Tech's offense finally showed up and showed out because it seemed like we were all waiting for Utah. Their offense sputtered like it did last year. Big time. It sputtered. And then Texas Tech's offense is like, okay, we could win this thing. And Brendan Morton Jackson, he might be legit. I mean, he didn't play his best, but when he needed it most, he got it done. I mean, look at that, Jackson. 24 points alone in the fourth quarter. Texas Tech was able to put it together. And like I Bleed Orange said, Texas Tech has to be the clear runners for the Big 12. Do you guys agree?
They got me listening.
Jackson?
I told Austin via text message today, Texas Tech has me listening. After this victory, they do. I mean, Joey McGuire is making sure he's making sure those Red Bears are putting their money where their mouths are.
Here's the thing. 1-2 says don't sleep on BYU. Right now, Jackson, I think it's BYU, Texas Tech, TCU, Iowa State, and then Arizona State, possibly. Those are your 5. So pick a name out of a hat and you'll get your winner. And UCF, UCF's making a name for themselves. But those are the 5 I would say as of right now. Jackson, Georgia Tech Didn't let it go to their head. They got it done. You have anything to say for the Yellow Jackets?
I'm going to tell you right now, there's 3 teams that could win the ACC in 2025. Miami, Florida State, and Georgia Tech.
Jackson, are we ready? Can we put Louisville in that conversation? Because
I have to see what Louisville is doing against Miami. I got to see what they do at Pitt. Sorry, man.
Well, because Jackson, here's the thing. You said 3 teams, right? Well, Louisville's the only one that really hasn't shown whether they're good, bad, or different. That might, like, be honest with you, Jackson, we're one of the teams we're kind of in the middle. You really don't know what to think about us just yet. You don't know whether we're a bad team. You don't know whether we're a good team. We're just kind of in the middle. So
Yeah, sorry, man. I did.
I don't care. I'm not gonna. I don't care. Steve, he says, "OMG, can't believe Jackson said my." Listen, Jackson will give Miami credit. Steve, listen, as long as I've known Jackson, one of his biggest dreams and goals in his life is to see a Miami Florida State ACC championship game. So he would root for Miami if it means he gets that. And I'm being serious. That's one of his life goals. He wants to see a Florida State and Miami ACC title game. He may get it.
That'd be awesome.
Probably Orange says, I need to see Lowell play someone with a pulse. I mean, we played JMU. I mean, I don't know if you consider them with someone a pulse, but next week we go at Pitt. We'll know a little bit more then. But Jackson, Michigan, Nebraska, and Jackson.
Oh my!
I told you, Jackson, don't trust Matt Rule when it comes to these big moments. I knew it. I'm so glad I went Michigan. Thank you, Lord, for making me pick Michigan. Jackson, explain yourself. Because you and Matt Rule hype over here.
It's not. The season is not over. I mean, you're at the Nebraska is going to go 5-7 because of this game. Good grief.
No, I'm not saying they're going to go 5-7, but Jackson, you talk about them washing all that bad stuff off. They still can't win the big one. There's
plenty of football left. It's September, not November, man.
Here's the thing, Jackson. They still can't beat a ranked team. They can't do it. Matt Rule can't do it. There's
plenty of football left. Because guess it? Because the remaining ranked teams they've got are USC and Penn State and possibly Iowa throughout the 2025 season. Now,
Jackson, defend that.
I'm telling you, man. By week 5, we're going to know more. I know it. But Matt Rule is going to get that jump, man. Now, we've seen it with Temple and we're seeing it with Baylor. I mean, we saw it with Baylor. He's going to get that 3rd-year jump. I mean, that's the closest they've come against Michigan under Matt Rule. I mean, I get it. It's not a win. But it's not the end of the world. I mean, Matt Rule is going to have them win in close games. It just happened that today wasn't it.
Here's the thing, Jackson, and I'll say this. If you are, and like Dave here says, he still didn't win versus good team. Exactly, Jackson. You want to talk about Matt Rule. I like Matt Rule, but if you want to talk about him, Jackson, he needs to win these games. And he can't do it. He had Michigan right where he wanted them, and he couldn't do it. He doesn't have it, Jackson.
Yes, he can. Yeah, he can beat at least one of those ranked teams. He can make sure Nebraska beats at least one of them.
Here's the thing, good buddy. I'll say this, Jackson. Your case for that is not looking good. He lost to Michigan at home. And we're not talking about the Jim Harbaugh Michigan. We're talking about Sharon Moore in Michigan.
Well, Sharon Moore didn't coach today because he was suspended.
Exactly. That's even worse. Like, I'm not saying Michigan's a roll of the Joe team, but Nebraska had the best chance in the world to prove a lot of people wrong. And I even said Wednesday, if they win, I will be shocked because they don't have it, Jackson. They're not good enough. It's silly on Nebraska. And until Nebraska proves to me they can win these games, I will not pick Nebraska in these ranked games. Exactly. Steve says, I think
that's
Maryland
not going to
will beat Nebraska.
happen, Steve. You're not going to see Maryland beat Nebraska just because Maryland is one of the 8 teams that has not trailed throughout the 2025 season. Does not mean they're going to beat Nebraska. They've not played anybody. Maryland's not played anybody with a pulse. Nebraska has. Michigan has a pulse.
Well, Wisconsin has a pulse.
Huh?
Wisconsin has a pulse.
No,
not very much anymore.
Well, they're like Eeyore trying to build, like, they're more depressed than Eeyore, and Eeyore has a nail up his ass trying to build up his house.
Oh my gosh. But here's the thing, Jackson. Dave here says Michigan is a very good team. Yes. And I want to preface that Michigan is a very good team. But here's the thing, though. Nebraska, this was their best chance to beat a ranked team. Everyone keeps wanting to crown them, saying Matt Rhule, year 3, is going to make this big jump, and everyone keeps crowning him. Well, Matt Rhule, this is a game you should have won. This was in your building. This was in your stadium. These were your people, and you lost. And you got people like Jackson over here who's trying to defend you, but he can't. 28 straight, good buddy. 28 straight. I'm sorry, good buddy, but Nebraska might be mid. I'm sorry, good buddy, but my 7-5 prediction might hold up.
They're not gonna be 7-5. They're gonna be better than 7-5, maybe like 9-3 or something.
Okay, Jackson. We'll see.
They're not gonna be 7-5. I'm telling you, they're not.
Okay. Let me ask the chat. Chat real fast. Chat. What do you think is more likely to happen? Nebraska go 9-3 or 7-5? Who do you agree with more, me or Jackson? I want to hear their opinion.
I think they're gonna agree with you more than me on that one.
Okay, I believe Orange says 8-4. Okay, he's kind of meeting us in the middle. Steve said 9-3. Okay, there's one for you. 1-2 says 8-4. Okay, Jackson, more for you. Surprisingly.
Oh wow. I was saying it's gonna be the other way around, honestly.
Huh? Jackson, you got the support. But any other than Matt Rhule,
beating the crap out of Michigan State. It's like, it's like, Michigan State's depressed.
Jackson, let me ask you this. Can Michigan win the Big Ten?
Nah. Let's let the season play out first. But I will say Justice Haynes had a great game today. And we also saw Mr. Jordan Marshall, have a great game as well. I mean, that rushing game was great. I mean, you had 286 total rushing yards from the Michigan team today. Bryce Underwood had some as well. That played a huge part. Oh, thanks, I believe, Orange.
He said Jackson. Oh, Steve is not liking my comment. Steve. I mean, not to get savvy.
Yeah, that team up north.
Ohio,
I mean, the Big Ten's stat.
They have your number.
Big Ten is stat.
I'm sorry, Steve, but pick up that phone. Hello, 1-800, pick a winner. Oh, I'm sorry, I dialed the wrong number. Ohio State don't know how to beat Michigan, but we'll say that. I don't know why I'm so this way tonight, but 1-2 says South Carolina season over. What do you think, Jack? Is their season over?
Unless they went out, yes. It's over.
Jackson, is it fair to say? Is it fair to say, good buddy? And I want your opinion. Did South Carolina get overhyped in the preseason?
Yep. Our buddy Jeffrey at Only Talk Sports warned us about that. And Lucas Hill from South Carolina, the voice of college football, warned us about that.
Jackson, I had said in the preseason, I had South Carolina going 8-4. I said, here's the thing, Jackson. What's one thing we always know about Shane Beamer, Jackson? When there's expectations, what does he do with them?
He falls apart.
But when there's no expectations, he succeeds. And Jackson, let me tell you something, Jackson. Missouri quietly making a name for themselves. Jackson, could Missouri be kind of in line with Vanderbilt as maybe a dark horse to get to Atlanta in December?
It wouldn't surprise me if they did. Wouldn't surprise me if they did, good buddy. Wouldn't surprise me.
Jackson, Notre Dame put up 56 points.
Yeah, but they allowed 30 points from Purdue. They allowed 30 points from Purdue. That's bad.
And Jackson, let me ask you something. Is Notre Dame cooked? Let's just
Ugh, they suck.
Jackson, is their defense that bad?
Yes.
Or do you think they're getting the wrinkles out?
I mean, you allowed 27 points. You allowed 41 points, which that's 60. 98.
I mean, Jackson,
an average you basically allowed like 33. You have an average of allowing 33 points. That's bad. That is not good. That is not playoff team material. If you want to win out, that's not the way to do it. One of these days, it's going to bite you in the butt. You better be prepared to win out, because I'm having a hard time seeing that right now. I really am.
Yeah, it's just like Jackson. Like, I know people are going to be excited and happy about, oh, Notre Dame wins. They saved their season. They might actually win. And it's just like, their defense is incredibly porous.
Chris Ash is a crappy defensive coordinator.
And it's just like,
Notre Dame is basically
and we'll talk
an
about
ashtray to him.
Here's the thing, Jackson. It's just like they got Arkansas next week, which we'll get to Arkansas here in just a second. But if they don't clean it up, good buddy, it's going to get ugly. Jackson, what did I tell you in our predictions Wednesday?
Oh,
what upset? What I tell you about the Memphis Tigers, Jackson? I tried to warn everyone.
They were coming.
And let me ask you this, Jackson. Is Sam Pittman's job as we know it over? Is his fate sealed?
I think they're just going to have him, like with Mike Gundy. I think he's going to have – they're going to put it in a nice way that he's gone. But it's just going to be – they parted ways. They agreed to part ways. I think it's going to be something like that.
But Jackson, let me ask you this: with Tulane losing today, is Memphis now the front runner to get the playoff spot?
If they win the American Athletic Conference, they are. Not so fast yet. We got to let the season play out. This is not 1964 Arkansas they beat. This is mid Arkansas.
I mean, Jackson, but it was a gritty, tough win, though. But I will say this, though. Sam Pittman, you are a dead man walking. Next week, like Arkansas, Notre Dame. Go ahead. You're good. Go ahead.
I feel like Arkansas. I feel like this is a habit for them this season. They're going to lose close games a lot. They did it last week with Ole Miss, and they did it this week with Memphis.
Jackson, Maryland beats Wisconsin in dominant fashion, and Jackson, is Maryland a team we should be paying more attention to? Malik Washington is balling, good buddy. Is Mike Locksley saving his job as we know it?
Yeah, he's saving his job. He is saving his job as is. I mean, they're one of the 8 teams that has not trailed throughout the season. They shut out Wisconsin going into halftime. Like, Lou Fickle's a dead man walking over in Madison, Wisconsin. He's gone, in my opinion.
Here's the thing, good buddy.
Frank Broyles went to go work for the Lord, Rough Rider. He went to go work for the Lord, good buddy.
Here's the thing, Jackson. Could Maryland win 9 games? Because if you've seen their schedule, it lines up pretty good for them. Could they go 9-3?
It would be impressive if they did.
I'm not saying they're going to win the Big Ten or anything or make the Big Ten title game, but they could go 9-3 looking at their schedule. It's actually pretty manageable. And Jackson, I'll let you answer this first. Who's more on a hot seat, Luke or Billy?
Billy Napier.
I would agree, just because of where they're at. One's at Wisconsin, one's at Florida. Florida will be more pushy, whereas Wisconsin will be like, okay, we'll give you another year. Jackson, speaking of
let you finish out the season.
Yes. Jackson, Syracuse, for the first time and for so long, beats Clemson in Death Valley.
For the first time in forever. I forget what that lady was saying.
Jackson, anyway. Is it official? Is Clemson eliminated from ACC title contention?
And this is the 3rd win for Syracuse. And let's see. Oh my God! It's the first time in school history that they've beaten Clemson at Clemson.
Jackson, here's the thing. I've got a few things to say. Listen, I respect Dabo Sweetie. I do. But what in the hell is this? What Clemson is this? This is not the Clemson that people fear. Dabo, listen, man of all respect, 2-time national champion, multiple-time ACC champion. What the heck kind of Clemson team are we looking at? Where is the Clemson where people used to be scared half to death to go to Death Valley and play this team? That when they saw this team across the field, they were scared half to death before even kickoff. Where's the team that took Joe Burrow and LSU to the brink in the national championship? Where's the team that kicked Saban's ass? Where's that team? Where did they go? I don't know where that team went. I really don't. I don't know where that team went or where that mentality went. Went Dabo, but you need to find it. You need to find that Dabo Sweetie. You need to find that killer instinct again that made you who you are, Dabo. I'm sick and tired of the ACC being a laughing stock. You used to be one of the best teams in our conference that we can count on, and you're looking like pathetic. Dabo, I'm sick and tired of it. We worked so hard to beat you last year, and it's going to mean nothing in a couple years if you keep playing like this. Come on, Dabo. Get your head out your butt and play some football. Come on, you're Clemson. You're supposed to be elite. You're supposed to be dominant. You're supposed to be the team people get scared of. Instead, you're losing to Syracuse, of all teams. A pitiful, pitiful, pitiful Syracuse team. Listen, I like what Fran Brown's doing, but it's just like, it's Syracuse, Clemson. You own them, and you can't even beat them now. Dabo, you have lost. Jackson, this is upsetting me because this is a team that used to carry respect, a team that you need to do. Listen, Jackson, listen. I want Clemson at their best. I want Clemson to be the Clemson that was Trevor Lawrence to Sean Watson level great.
That's not coming back.
Then when you beat that Clemson, when you beat that team, you know you earned it. You won. And when you win the ACC, you know you beat the best team and the best product on that field. But Dabo's stubborn ass refuses to get in the portal and use his money to buy a good team. Listen, Dabo. Listen here, pal. I know I'm preaching to the choir here. I respect and love you, and you've done a lot of great things for this sport, and you're preaching to them about the good Lord. And I apologize for this rant, good Lord, but it needs to be said. Dabo, if you're not going to do things the way we need to, be like Nick Saban and go to college game day or go on Big Noon Kickoff, do something else, please. Don't make Clemson a pathetic excuse of a sorry sap of a team. Please don't do it. I'm sorry, Jackson. Take it away.
Well, here's the thing, though. You heard that press conference from earlier this week, right? When he was saying, "Oh, I mean, yeah, I know we're 1-2. I mean, y'all want me to leave? I could leave. I can go win elsewhere." I mean, when you're saying that, you really think Syracuse not going to use that motivation? Like, did you see where, like, the Syracuse players were like running sprints? Like they were like doing. It was like the suicide runs they were doing. Like I think that's what it's called. And that was after a near win over UConn. He's not sitting there going, "Yay, we won against UConn. I'm happy with what we have." He's like, "No, we sucked. We got to do better." I'm seeing that from Fran Brown. And have you seen, like, and the fact that he's like number one recruiter in history of in 247 for 2023. And when Syracuse got him as the next head coach, I thought to myself, Syracuse is going to see some days like they did with Jim Brown and Ernie Davis in the 50s, 60s. I mean, forget 1987 when they were unbeaten. But I'm just kind of like, when they were there. Okay.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Yeah, you're good.
But yeah, like when they were winning in 1959, where they had that name, I'm not saying they're going to get a natty. I mean, that's not what I'm saying at all. Now, I'm saying, like, forget the Paul Pasqualoni era with the Donovan McNabb era. Forget about that for a moment. Let's talk about where Syracuse was in the Dick McPherson era. I mean, they were all right, especially those last few years over there. Let's talk about where Syracuse was in the Ben Schwartzwalder era. They were pretty good back in those days. I mean, like, going to a Cotton Bowl, Orange Bowl, winning a natty in 1959 in black and white against the Texas Longhorns with Ernie Davis as your running back. Like, I'm telling you right now, I think you're going to see some damn good days from Syracuse, especially when they're getting recruits over to their place, over Michigan, over Oregon, over Florida State. The Syracuse, I'm telling you right now, like, Fran Brown, like, he brings all types of energy. I see that with Fran Brown. He's going to get this team an ACC title, not this year, but it could be next year, and the year after that, or the year after that, if he's staying at Syracuse. But I'm going to tell you right now, this guy is bringing magic all over the place. I mean, I like
Jackson,
where he has his teams. I mean, like when you're having your team running sprints after an overtime victory over UConn, and people were saying, "Oh, that's for show. That's so embarrassing that you're doing that." I was like, "No, he's getting them prepared for games like Clemson, for games like Florida State, for games like Georgia Tech, for games like SMU, for games like Notre Dame." He's getting those boys making sure they get another 10-win season. I want a guy like Fran Brown as my head coach. A guy who's gonna like tell me that Syracuse is the greatest place on earth.
Jackson, I like what you're saying, but I still can't get over this. And this right here is what kicks me off. 1-2 says Dabo don't care. He's
You
won
gotta
8.
get used to it. Honestly, like Fran Brown's getting those guys rolling.
And has won 8 out of the last 10 AC titles. And that's the thing, 1-2. Complacency. He's got comfortable. And he does. Dabo, I hope this wakes you up. I really do. Because listen here. Complacency is the devil. Because listen here. If you're complacent, you ain't going to make it. Just ask Nick Saban. You don't win 6 national championships for nothing. Or just ask Bill Belichick. You don't win 6 Super Bowls by being complacent. Get off your butt and have that fire again. Have that, I want to bring Clemson back. I want Clemson competing with Ohio State in recruiting battles. I want Clemson out there playing Penn State for the national championship.
Yeah, well, that ship has sailed.
Jackson, I'm ranting here. Hold on. Jackson's like the mediator over here. He's like, that's over, Austin. Time for bed. But listen, all good for Syracuse. Good. They had their day. The more important story is Clemson has fallen apart and Clemson has lost the plot. They are no longer the elite program. I try not to throw the baby out with the bathwater like Jackson says, but they're not the elite program.
Oh, it's it's panic time over in Clemson. It's panic time.
And it's just like, Jackson, this bothers me because people always say, well, why is the ACC? It's teams like Clemson who should be the teams at the top of our conferences. And they're over here doing this. Okay, I'm going to stop because I'm just getting a headache. Getting a headache over here. And I'm already pissed off enough tonight because Brock Lesnar dominated John Cena, ruined my night, and now I'm going off over here. This is pissing me off, people. Can't win tonight. Anywho, my apologies, but here, and 1-2 says Clemson is infuriating. I know, right?
No, I'm just glad we didn't get Dabo to be our Nets head coach because it was like people were like, "Oh, we gotta get Dabo." It's like, yeah, I know.
And Rough Rider returns says, "Can you guys do an extensive show on Wolford?" No.
Wait.
Well, Jackson.
You know what?
For Rough Rider, we could do that.
Absolutely.
I mean, we like you, Rough Rider. You're always here and you always support us, and you're good to us. We'll do it just for you, but only for 30 minutes. So me and Jackson, we'll do 30 minutes. But nor is Clemson. Clemson ain't winning no natties. That's the thing.
No, they're not going to anymore. I mean, it feels like nowadays it feels like the last few years of the Bobby Bowden era at Florida State. That's what it feels like for Clemson. And if you're this upset about Clemson, well, prepare to be this upset even more with Clemson. That's all I can say.
Made my blood pressure rise.
Well, they're going to do it even more to you, good buddy.
Jackson, if you get kicked off YouTube tomorrow, you'll know why.
Nah, I'll be fine. SMU TCU. Now I'm sad about that game going away.
Well, hold on, Jackson. You skipped. We got to talk about Virginia Tech. Like, don't forget the Hokies. Rough Rider Returns wants us to talk about Wolford a little bit here. Let's talk about it. Virginia Tech, Jackson got their first win. Could they still maybe salvage their season and make a bowl game?
No.
Is that all you got, Jackson? Come on here.
Yes.
Come on, Jackson. You just
Virginia
sat and
Tech
watched.
sucks. What do you want me to say? That they've got a bouquet of roses coming their way? No, they suck.
Thanks, Jackson. Thanks.
You're welcome. They suck.
All right, we'll talk about your game.
Okay.
And 1-2
No.
says SMU season over. No, because they still got ACC to play ahead, and they haven't played an ACC game yet.
ACC.
And as sad as it is right now, SMU could still run the table and win the ACC and make the playoffs, as sad as it is. But, Jackson, this was the last Iron Skillet game as we know it.
For right now.
And TCU got it done.
But, yeah, it's a huge win for TCU. And
Louisville. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's a humongous win for the TCU Horned Frogs. But maybe we could see this rematch in a bowl game.
Maybe.
I mean, it's a possibility because, I mean, I'm going ahead and looking at the possibility of bowl. Oh, we could see it in the First Responder Bowl on day after Christmas. We could see it in the Pop-Tart Bowl. We could see that in... Where's the other ones? No, not the Sun Bowl. That's all the bowls that have ACC Big 12 ties. Okay, talk about your boys at Louisville.
They beat Bowling Green, which is good for them. Good for them. They beat Bowling Green. We go at Pitt next week. Our offense looked good. Kind of an all-around day. Callan Lacey returned a punt return and a kickoff today. So we looked good there. So it was a good win. Proud of our guys. But we got at Pitt next week. And last time we went to Pittsburgh, we lost by 10 points. We looked awful. So not going to discount anything. On to next week. But it's a good win. Proud of our boys. We're 3-0, but we still got a lot of year ahead. UNLV survived a thriller. Dan Mullen's off to a 4-0 start. North Texas got it done over Army in a thriller. The Black Knights ruined their big win over K-State, which might not be a big win anymore. South Florida bounced back. Central Michigan. UCF looking really good.
North Carolina,
over North Carolina.
Not all that impressive 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, unfortunately. UConn survives a thriller. James Madison beats Liberty. Eastern Michigan surviving Louisiana. Troy getting it done.
Buffalo. Western Michigan. I don't care.
Ohio.
Don't care.
Duke.
Okay, that's a good
Jack's like, I don't care. 1-2 says, who's better? TCU or UCF?
I say
TCU for right now.
TCU. But North Carolina State couldn't come back like they did against Virginia and Wake Forest.
Jackson Jeff Libby's off to a 4-0 start. Mississippi State might be on the verge of going bowling in year 2. Maybe Mississippi State might be beginning to become a legit contender in the SEC in a couple years, build something nice there. San Jose State, Kansas ran West Virginia out of the building.
Kansas smacked
West Virginia
off the face of the earth in the second quarter.
Here's the thing.
And third quarter.
Jackson, I think West Virginia, the emotional win over Pitt caught up to them, and Kansas took it to them. The Jayhawks looked good. Delaware got it done. Kennesaw State, Akron, Jacksonville State, Missouri State, WKU. Boise wins a thriller. Georgia Southern, good for them. Coastal The Apple Cup, Washington was
Washington
close,
is
but
one of the 8 teams in college football that has not trailed throughout the season.
28 points alone in the fourth quarter puts the Huskers over the top, and they got a date with Ohio State next weekend. Virginia beats Stanford. Arizona wins a thriller over Baylor. BYU avoids the trap, goes to East Carolina and wins in convincing fashion. Louisiana Tech, Utah State, Texas State, and that was week 4 in a nutshell for you folks. But with that being said, though, Jackson, we have some news that came out earlier this week, Jackson. Jackson, how would you like to see a football game played in Wembley Stadium in 2026? How would you feel about that?
Sounds all right to me.
If you're asking if Ohio State played, they were on a bye this week. They did not play.
No, 1-2 was asking, guess which team has the number 1 rated defense in all of the
my bad. Shows how much I'm paying attention here. Boo, terrible. Oh, yeah. Well, this is going to be a little controversial, but I do want to bring it up. So it has been made official. We can officially announce in 2026, Arizona State will play Kansas in London in Wembley Stadium. It will take place there. It was reported a couple days ago for September 19, 2026, which, Jackson, it's mixed opinion. A lot of people are either against it or a lot of people are for it. Where do you stand?
I'm okay with it. I mean, it's a good way to get people talking, but I don't think England really cares about college football, to be honest.
And Troy V says playing overseas for half the teams don't work out well. Here's the thing. And Dave here says why? Trying to expand. Try to do what the NFL is, make a global reach.
Yeah, don't always
also
try to be the NFL. That is not end well. It's like, oh no, people like us more if we try to be more like NFL. Yeah, there's your problem. You're trying to be more like NFL. That'll work out well.
Which, if you all are not liking this and liking here's the thing. This is kind of like the Ireland game, Jackson. Here's the thing, Jackson. Do you think that should go away? You think the Ireland game should go away?
Not really, but I feel like trying to be more like NFL doesn't end well. It does not end well. Like if you're trying to be more like someone else because you think, oh, they're perfect. No, it doesn't end well. You should be more like you. College football, I think, should be more like the world of college football. Do you see like everybody in the European leagues in soccer trying to go to Alabama? Everybody in Alabama wants to see us. They want to see like a game in Alabama or Kentucky or Tennessee. No, because they wouldn't be making money. They wouldn't be making those euros. They're not going to do that, unfortunately.
And here's the thing, Jackson. I don't mind it because here's why. The Wembley Stadium, Jackson, and Steven says that's taking a weekend of revenue off of campus and giving it to England. Here's the thing, too, with this. For many of you that don't know, like Jackson, and this is nothing against him, but England's a pretty bit, they love their sports because occasionally pro wrestling goes over to England and plays in has events at Wembley Stadium and they sell out tickets. And a lot of times college and NFL are kind of piggybacking off that. And it's one of them things they see, okay, professional wrestling can go over there. Why don't we? Like, since they have great success, let's do it. And here's the thing, Jackson. They want to make a global brand, reach out to people. And it's just like, I don't mind it because London fans are passionate. I get people are upset that these are no longer on campus games. But, Jackson, it gives them a chance to be like, hey, Kansas, Arizona State, that was fun. Hey, maybe I want to go to a Kansas game if I move to the States. It gives them a chance, does it not, Jackson, to reach new fans? I mean,
I could see that, but I think Troy V makes an excellent point. Like Florida State played Dublin last year, had terrible season. Northwestern had their only win of the season overseas for 2022, lost the rest of the year. Europeans don't even care. It's not their colleges. I think you bring up excellent points, and I think Troy V brings up excellent points right there. But
and this is another
Dave
good one
Weir
too,
makes
Jackson.
an excellent point as well.
It drives American tourism, but only Americans will fly halfway around the world to watch other Americans do American stuff. Here's the thing, and like Clint Moses says, here's the thing, Jackson. If this becomes a trend and teams just get bad, like if Kansas or Arizona State comes back from this next year and have a terrible season, then you can say, okay, maybe we need to think about getting rid of these. But you also got to think, Jackson, Georgia Tech won that game last year, and it gave them the confidence going forward. So it's not all bad.
True.
It gave them the confidence to play Georgia the way they did last year and to beat North Carolina. So it's one of them. It's just like there's good and bad with it. I'll say this: if they're making money at it and the stadiums at least looks like it's full and they're enjoying it, it's just let them have their fun.
Right.
And here's the thing too. My question is: does Kansas and Arizona State, do they get a cut? All merchant tickets sold.
They should.
Because if they do and they're making money still, then let them have fun. And here's the thing too, Jackson. A lot of players, this is their chance to experience new things. Because a lot of them don't get drafted in the NFL. So it's their chance to take their families, their wives, their girlfriends, if they're married, and give them a chance to take their families over there and just spend the week over there while they're practicing. Be like, let's go visit the Eiffel Tower. Let's go look at this venue. Let's go out to eat here. I think it's a good thing all around.
Yeah.
Get your little culture in your life.
But I don't think you should have conference games as your overseas neutral site games.
Yeah.
Because you're taking away a home game from somebody for a conference play, and it confuses everybody.
Yes. I will say this, Jackson. If they want to do this going forward, make it a non-con game. Like, let's just say, Jackson, they want Bama to go overseas next year to London. Don't give them Georgia. Don't give them Missouri. Do Bama. Who'd be a good non-conference opponent, Jackson? Who do y'all play next year in the non-conference?
Oh, we got Florida State, but that's a home and home right there. That should be used for home and home. But we've got our piece of crap non-con opponents like East Carolina and South Florida next year. So, I mean, make East Carolina the London game or make that the Ireland game. But whatever.
If they want Bama. And Clint Moses said Big Ten versus SEC overseas would be ideals, not some G6 Kansas ASU teams. Here's the thing, Jackson. It's one of them. It's controversial, but as long as nobody's getting hurt and as long as everyone's safe and if they enjoy it, let them have it. Let them have it. I'm okay with it. I know people want the on-campus games, but as long as everyone gets their money and everyone's happy and healthy, like just have some fun with it. And like you said, Jackson, just don't make it a conference game. Make it a non-con. Arizona State, Mississippi State. They're going to play again next year, I believe, or in a couple of years. That you could make that the Wembley game.
But yeah,
and everyone wins.
Oh yeah. I think honestly, like the Big 12, they're trying to be like WWE and NFL. You know, just kind of like copy their style a little bit because they're like, we're not going to beat the SEC and Big Ten in this, so maybe we'll beat them by that.
Mm-hmm. And here's the thing too, Jackson. Like, that's the thing. Like, the NFL and WWE, they're juggernauts compared to college football. But like your point, they're probably like, oh, look at this. They're selling out stadiums over here. Let's give it a try. I mean, here's the thing too, Jackson. It's just like, and like Dave here says, I think football is really relatively popular in Germany. Yeah, it's just like North Korea, Russia, China stadiums would be lit.
Just don't try putting college football games in Saudi Arabia like that, because that's going to.
Jackson, you know WWE goes to Saudi Arabia, right? Before you know it, Jackson, the
I don't
NFL.
care that WWE goes there. They can do whatever they want. I'm talking about college football. College football should not be trying to copy WWE and the NFL. College football should try to be college football.
Mm-hmm. I'll say this, Jackson. Don't be surprised if the Saudis do buy a college football game. They bought a WrestleMania, and that's like one of the most valued franchises in sports. So the Saudis might be like, we want Alabama, Georgia. And the commissioners can be like, okay, you're going to pay me $350 million for Bama, Georgia? Voila. Bama, Georgia, and Saudi Arabia and Riyadh. Yeah. Jackson, you'll be getting up at 8 a.m. to watch Bama, Georgia, and you'll be doing a post game at noon.
Oh, Lord.
Jackson's like, oh, Lord, I got to get up at 8 a.m. to watch Bama play football. Oh, my gosh. Real fast. Steve wants to know, will Cignetti beat Indiana next season? I think so. What do you think, Jack?
3 words. Yes. Definitely. Absolutely.
All right. And Clint throwing shots at the Big 12. All right. Dave here says it's not sports. Nothing says college football like the Dublin Classic.
The Dubai Classic.
The Dubai Classic. My bad. But you want to know what is college football, Jackson? And it's very wonderful. It's very college football. Whether it's in Alabama, whether it's in Georgia, or in London, in England, in Canada, it's globally known. And you can watch from anywhere on any platform. Hey, to our Saudi Arabia friends, if you are watching us, we love you. And you will love what we're about ready to show you. Ta-da! Alabama at the voice of college football. It's for all countries, all states, all Americans, Saudi Arabians, all Canadians, all anything you want.
Everybody in the world.
Yes, everybody in the world. Alabama, the voice of college football, where you can get this wonderful mug and you get this great content weekly. You get Alabama post-game shows, you get Bama call-in shows, you get Primetime Lives, Crimson Tide Lives, all right here. And Jackson will tell you a little bit more about it, where you can find this beautiful merch if you would like, and so much more. Jackson, peep the people in on what you got going on this week before they cancel us.
Well, I can tell you this. Jeffrey, Coach Smook, and I are going all big for Georgia week because the Georgia people and I, Matt Green, Bo Underwood, myself, Coach Smook, and Jeffrey at Only Talk Sports are going big for Alabama, Georgia. And we're getting things rocking and rolling as we'll be going over our take on the Georgia offense, the Bama defense, the Georgia defense, the Bama offense, all of it on Alabama at the Voice of College Football. And we believe it's going to be on Georgia at the Voice of College Football as well. We're still kind of getting some things figured out, but don't worry. We've got magic coming your way. And, of course, after Georgia week, we're getting things prepared for Vandy week. You really think I'm not going to get anybody for all of our opponents? Are you serious? No. I mean, I won't have a guest for Eastern Illinois, but if I do, it's likely going to be a Bama guest. But we're getting everybody. We're getting guests for each of the opponents. That we can promise you. You're going to love them. That I can promise for sure. And with that, I say roll tide. Tell your friends, family, and cashiers posts about the magic that Coach Smook, Jeffrey Only Talk Sports, and myself are making all right there on Alabama with the Voice College Football Mondays, Tuesdays on Crimson Tide Live, Alabama Primetime Live, and on the Alabama Call-In Show, and after every game on the Alabama Postgame Show. Tune in. And you can check me out on Jazz Johnson 979. And thanks to all of you. I am now 303 subs away from that magic number. 1,000 subs. Thanks to all of you. And coming up, I will have a Jacksonian episode with Sonny Verma. We'll be filming Wednesday. Should be releasing on Thursday. And we're going to be talking about his new adventures at On 3. Let me tell you, that's going to be a fun ride. And we'll be talking about the magic he's cooking up on Locked On Illini. And he's going to vent to me about those Illinois fighting Illini, how they did against Indiana, and give me his take on Illinois USC. Let me tell you, that'll be a fun one. So tell your friends, family, and cashiers at Publix about the magic I'm cooking up on there. And for more updates, what I've got going on Jacksonian, Alabama Voice College Football, and the ones we calls on the Paul Feinbaum Show, you can check me out on Jackson VOCFB on X/Twitter and on Jackson Johnson 543908 on Instagram and Threads. And of course, you can check me out on Blue Sky at Jackson Johnson 97 Blue Sky Social Blue. Some say the skies are blue, the skies are gray, the skies are overcast, and I say to each their own. And in the meantime, what have you got going on this week, good buddy?
Obviously this week, of course, me and you here on a Saturday night as always. We'll be back Wednesday night to preview week 5 and give our predictions for that week as well. And I'll have some shorts out. Pretty good week this week. I think for me, I picked a couple upsets that went my way. I had a couple duds, but that's okay. And of course, you can follow me right here on X as well. Today I just did a lot of different things. College football, some wrestling today. First exclusive live event on ESPN. Did some talking about that today. And so much more. But that's what I got going on in my world. And who knows what else will come of it. But Jackson, week 4 is in the books. We're about to be at the halfway point next Saturday for week 5. And you know what that means, Jackson. Means we're getting close to finding out who's for real and who's not. Yes, we almost forgot the precious whistle. Yes, that means no more conversations about the games. But Jackson, there's only one thing left for us to do. Let's hit our music.
Here from either of our channels whatsoever, and we'll be seeing y'all soon. Good night, everybody.
Go Cards.
Roll Tide.